What's up, YouTube? Here's my origami channel, and today we're going to learn how to make one of these right here. I also have another variation of the model right here, which I can show you. Slightly different color variation. Now, in order to make this model, you will need to make 30 units, and the units will look something like this right here. This is one of the units. In order to make the model that I just showed you, you will need to make 30 of these units, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, in order to make this model look good, you need 2 pieces of paper, one for the inside of the unit, which is the yellow that I have here, and also you will need another sheet of paper for the outside of the unit, which is the blue and the green that you see here. Now, for better results and better overall design of the unit, I would suggest using paper that is double-sided, which is color on both sides. In this case, I have a piece of green and blue double-sided paper, so I will be using that in my demonstration. I also have, for the inside of the unit, I have a piece of yellow. Now, for the inside, you will need to cut the piece of yellow in half. I have already done that for you here. So, the 2 pieces of paper that I will be using to make this unit are both 4" by 4". The yellow piece of paper is cut in half, so basically take your 4" square, fold it over, and cut it in half, and you have this right here. Now, this is the unit we are going to be making, and after we finish folding this unit, I will then show you how to put all the units together to make the overall finished product or modular origami. So, let's begin. First, I'm going to show you how to fold the inner piece, or the face of the unit, which is this yellow strip here. So, take your 4" square, or whatever size that you have decided to use, and place it in front of you. Now, the way to fold this is very easy and simple, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. So first off, you want to take the left corner of the paper, and you want to fold the side edge here to the top, making a triangle on this half of the paper. So I will go ahead and do that now. Make sure that you always crease sharply whenever you are folding. If you make your creases sharp and crisp, it will make the overall model look very neat and clean. So, you now have a unit that looks like this. As you can see, I just folded over to the top edge. Now, I'm going to unfold this. I'm going to rotate the paper this way, and now I am going to do the same thing to the other side. I am just going to fold this side of the paper to the top edge here. And again, simple, just fold this side up to the top, making another triangle. Now, once you have both sides folded up to the top, you can fold both sides down, and you're going to simply flip the model over, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the inner piece here. Very simple, and you are now done. Now I'm going to show you how to fold the outside of the unit, which is the blue and green. And again, I would suggest using paper that is either flat color, double-sided, which is that the paper has a different color on both sides, or I would suggest using a paper that has print and or a flat color on the other side, as you can see here. Print and a color on the other side. I think you will be able to see the design of this model more clearly, and it will make the overall finished product look better. Okay, so now that we have our inside unit folded, I am going to put this to the side, and I am going to grab my other piece of paper. And now we're going to fold the outside of the unit. I have chosen, for my particular model, to make the thin strip green and the greater portion of paper blue. So in order to do that, I am going to put the blue side of my paper on top, and let's begin. Now, the first thing you do when you fold this is you take the bottom edge and fold it to the top edge, basically folding the paper in half. Open the paper back up, and you can see that you have a middle crease running down the middle of the paper. You will take the bottom edge and you will fold it to the middle crease, thus putting a crease in between the half section of paper. Open the paper back up, and you now have two creases. You will rotate the paper. Now your two creases are on top, and you will do the same thing to the bottom half, again folding the bottom edge of the paper to the middle crease you already made. Open the paper up, and you should have 3 evenly spaced creases on your paper now. Now, for the next step, you are going to take the bottom edge of the paper and you are going to fold it to the very top crease that you see here. So, bottom edge of the paper to the top crease. You basically put a middle crease in between this crease and this crease. Now you will rotate the paper, and you will do the same thing. You will take the bottom edge and you will bring it to the top crease that you see here. Okay, now your paper should look like this with 5 evenly spaced creases. Now for the next step, you will take the bottom edge of the paper and you will fold it to the very first crease that you see here. Thus putting a crease in between here and here. Again, rotate the paper and you will do the same thing on the other side. You will take the bottom edge of the paper and you will fold it up to the very first crease that you see here. And now you have evenly spaced creases all the way down the paper. Now, for the next step, you will take the bottom edge of the paper and you will fold it to the very first crease that you see here. And you now have a thin green strip at the bottom of your paper. Rotate the paper and you will be doing the same thing. You will take the bottom edge of the paper and you will fold it to the very first crease that you see here. Now your paper should look like this, with evenly spaced creases throughout and a thin strip of paper on both sides. Okay, now for the next step, you will take the corner of your paper right here and you will fold this edge to the very first crease that you see here, thus making a small triangle. I'm sorry, the next step is that you will now rotate your paper and turn it over. Now you have the back side of your paper and you will take this and fold it up to the second crease that you see right here. Thus putting a small triangle on the paper, as you can see. Rotate your paper and do the very same thing. Take this edge and fold it up to the second crease. now you have a triangle on this side and a triangle on this side. Now you will use the same second crease that you see here, and you will fold on that crease up so now you have something that looks like that. Rotate the paper, fold up on the second crease, and now your model should look like this. Now you're going to take the right corner of the paper and you are going to fold the side edge here, and you are going to fold it up to the top edge here. Now your model should look like this. Unfold, rotate the paper, and do the very same thing to the other side. Fold the right hand corner up to the top edge. Now your model should look like this. Unfold, take the bottom portion of your paper and unfold the flap that you just creased over. Now, as you can see, you have a slant crease that goes from this second crease here down to the edge of the paper. You're going to flip the paper over. Now, as you can see, when you flip the paper over, this crease here is considered a valley crease. You are going to reverse this crease from the top edge of the paper to the second crease here, and you are going to make this crease a mountain crease. So you are just going to pinch the paper on the existing crease, and you have made a valley crease, a mountain crease, just like that. Flip the paper over. Now, take the model and fold up on this crease right here, as you can see, just like that. Now, you are going to take the mountain crease that you just made, and you are going to push the paper over, as you can see, right here. Push up all the way until the model lays flat. Again, I don't know if you could see that clearly enough. The crease right here, push up, and then push down. and the model lays flat. Now you should have something that looks like this. Now, as you can see, there is a crease that runs up and down right here. So you're going to fold the paper back on itself on that crease. And you now should have something that looks like this. Undo what you have just folded. And now you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So, rotate the paper, unfold the flap that you just creased, turn the model over, and as you can see, you have a valley crease that runs from here to here. Very simple. You're going to push up on the paper, pinching it, and you have now made the valley crease a mountain crease. Turn the model over, and same thing. Push up on the paper here, push it down flat, and then with your now existing mountain crease, you're simply going to push the paper over until the model lays flat. And now you should have something that looks like this. Again, you have a crease that runs from the top and the bottom here. You're going to fold the paper over and you should now have something that looks like this. Now, you have done this same maneuver on the other side of the paper, so now you're going to push down on what you have already made. So, push the paper down, and it should fall into place very easily with the pre-existing creases. And now you have something that looks like this. Now, if you'll notice, the end of this flap here is tucked underneath this portion of the paper, and so you will have to tuck this end under this portion of the paper as well. So you're basically going to rotate the model. You're going to lift up, pull this out, tuck this underneath, like so. And now both ends are effectively tucked in underneath. Now, if you lift up, you will see that there is a small triangle of paper underneath here that you folded underneath. You will need to take that out. It was tucked underneath. I'm just lifting it up, pulling it out, and laying the model flat, so the small triangle flap of paper is now sticking out. Rotate the paper, do the same thing on the other side, lift up, pull the small triangle flap of paper out, and lay the model flat. Now your model should look like this. now we will grab our yellow that we folded earlier, and we will insert it into our base model here. As you can see, this side is the side we folded, so you want to make sure that the yellow piece is facing in this direction, and we will now insert the yellow piece into the other part of the unit that we just finished. As you can see, there is space under here, and there is space under here. Take the pointed edge of your yellow, and basically you're going to slide it in underneath the flap, just like that. Make sure you line it up so that all your edges match. Once you have it in as far as it will go, you can adjust it. Now, the corner flap that you folded out, you are now going to tuck it underneath the yellow piece that you just inserted, like so, and lay the model flat. Now you have one side of the yellow insert. Turn the model over, lift up, pull the flap out, and proceed to tuck the other end of the yellow model underneath. Again, you have your flap that you untucked. You are going to tuck it underneath the yellow on this side. And your model should look like this. Now, what I usually do is I will flip the model over and I will press down to make sure that the model is completely flat. Now that your model looks like this, you will flip the model over . As you can see, there is a straight crease that goes from here to here. So, you will take this point and you will fold it up to this point right here. Then you will want to crease down . Again, I took this point and folded it up to this point right here. You will do the same thing to the other side. You will take this point and you will fold it up to this point right here. very easy. Take and make sure your crease is as sharp as possible. And now your model should look like this. As you can see, there is a slant that goes from here to here. So all you're going to do now is flip the model over, fold this point up to this point, and now you have your completed unit, and it should look like that. Once you have your completed unit, you will want to make 29 more of these exact same units for a total of 30. Once you have completed all 30 of these units, you are now ready for assembly, and I'm now going to show you how to put the model together. So I'm gathering my 30 units, which I have already made here, and now once I have gathered all 30 of my units, I will show you how to put them together. Okay, so you will take one unit, and as you can see, there is space underneath right here on both sides. That is what is known as a pocket, and that is how you will put the units together. So one unit like this, you will take the corner and you will slide it into the pocket like so. And you now have 2 units. Continue connecting units in a circle until you have 5 connected units. Again, all I'm doing is inserting the end of the unit into the pocket that is underneath. Now you will have to take your first unit, tuck that underneath, and tuck the last piece inside. And now you have 5 connected units. As you can see, there are points. So the next part to putting this together is you will connect these points by adding a unit, making a triangle all the way around. So grab another unit, and insert right here. Lift up. And now you have your first pyramid or triangle. Again, go around the entire unit and do the same thing. Now you have two triangles or pyramids. Continue going around until you have pyramids on all 5 points. And now your unit should look like this. 5 connected units and 5 more on the ends to create the 5 pyramids. If you flip the model over, it will look like that. Now, as you can see, we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you lift the model up, you can see the starting of 5 more. So now you're going to complete this by making 5 all the way around the sides. One more unit, and we will have 5 on this side. And now you effectively have 5 here and 5 here. Now we need 5 here. Another 5. We will work our way around and do another 5 here. Again, we will make another 5 here. lastly, we will make another 5 right here. Now, as you can see, if I tuck this in here, it's still going to leave this. So now we will tuck this in here. And you now have effectively put together 15 units. Turning it over, it should look like this. As you can see, this one is not tucked under yet. And this one is not tucked in yet as well. Now usually after I've put together 15, I turn the model over and work with the top part of the unit. Now on the bottom, I'm going to connect these right here. So I am just going to insert a unit here and connect it like so, and go all the way around. As you are putting the unit together, you will sometimes notice that as you insert one unit, another one falls out. Simply put it back in if it does that, or in some cases, you can use clothespins to hold the model together while you continue to connect until the model becomes stable enough to stay together on its own. Okay, now continue inserting units underneath inside the pockets until you have all the remaining units connected. Okay, I have my last two remaining units. Okay, now I have the entire model put together except for the last remaining unit. So I will fold up on these and we will put the last unit in place. Take the end of the unit and curl it and tuck it in. And now we have the completed model. Normally, when I finish inserting all the units, I will press and squeeze just to make sure everything is in there tightly. And there you have it, the completed sonobe or kusudama model. I want to thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you liked this video, and I will be doing more videos in the future, giving you more tutorials and showing you how to make different origami models. Thank you for watching.